Hello, hello. Faitine here, going live on all of my social media streams on behalf of For My Canada. C-9, the hate speech legislation that has been lighting up the internet, could be voted on tomorrow. Specifically, I'm talking about the amendment that could remove sincerely held, or could remove protection for sincerely held religious beliefs. Please comment, like, share this, interact with me in the stream because this will help us get the word out. But I want to bring a bit of an update here. First of all, thank you so much for those of you that watched and shared the video that I posted on Monday. And I know there have been several other videos and posts that have been circulating that are just giving some fantastic information about what is at stake here. Basically, to bottom line it, to catch everybody up, if this is your first catch of this, the Liberals and the Bloc are coalescing to remove a provision in our current federal hate speech legislation, criminal code, that would remove protections for sincerely held religious beliefs. This story was broke by the National Post on Monday, and then I heard about it from an email from MP Garnet Janice. I know Michelle Rempel did a video that has pretty much blown up the internet. And as I said, many other MPs are already on top of it. So I want to give you guys a quick update of where we're at and Quebec. I need to talk to Quebec. Those of you that live in Quebec, those of you that know people in Quebec, literally the balance of power in this and the opportunity to stop it really it really is firmly in the hands of those of you that live in Quebec. So first of all, what I'm going to do here is pop up this is my Facebook page, or actually this is the For My Canada Facebook page, and just flag this to you. If you want to keep posted, keep up to date on what's happening on this issue and what you can do, just hang out at this page, follow it, like it, put it in your notification stream, or get on our email list. You'll see here that we have posted a petition that you can sign regarding this bill. It is bilingual in French and English, and I'll come back to that in a second. But I want to talk about this post right here, right here. Okay. This whole situation, the balance of power is held firmly in the hands of the Bloc Québécois. The reality is politically that no matter how many Canadians from outside of Quebec sign petitions and call their personal members of parliament from outside of Quebec, the message simply will not be received unless people from inside of Quebec take some time, pick up the phone, and call the members of the Bloc Québécois to ask them, number one, to make sure that this amendment does not get the amendment to remove this protection does not get added to C-9 tomorrow at the committee. The committee is meeting. You'll see this in the comments and then in the description. The committee is actually meeting tomorrow. That is December the 4th at 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. So this is like within the next 26 hours of the recording of this live stream. So time is very, very short. We don't have time to wait for pastors to talk about this on Sunday morning. You don't have time to have a meeting on Thursday night with your Bible study about this. Literally, the window is the next 26 hours. And so those of you that live in Quebec, the most powerful thing you can do to be a voice, not only for your own religious freedoms, but for the religious freedoms of all Canadians, is to pick up that phone and call as many members of the Bloc Québécois as possible and ask them to ensure that this amendment is not included, and that if it is included, that they actually vote against it at the Justice Committee. Now, worst case scenario, let's say that the amendment does get included. Let's say that it does pass. We still have the floor of the House of Commons and the whole Senate process to run interference on this. But we don't want to have that fight. We want to make sure that this amendment does not go through right now at the committee level. And like I said, we've got 26 hours as of the recording of this stream to make sure that that happens. And so I want to just let you know where to go to get the information, because this is the question we're getting right now. What we have done is put together a very simple and comprehensive Facebook post right here. You can see it up on the screen. And actually, I'll see if I can make this a little bit bigger here. This is where I need some IT help on the back end. I don't know where the buttons are. Maybe it's that one. Is it this one? Yes, there it is. Okay. So what this does here is it explains exactly what those of you inside Quebec have the power to do right now to save the rest of Canada and our religious freedoms and also your own. Breaks it down really easily. Right here, this very first link actually will bring you to another page, which is not coming up on my screen right now, but just trust me, when you click on that, it will go there. And so, oh, actually, maybe I can do this. Share screen. Help me out, but somebody here. Share screen. There we go. Share screen. Can I do it? Am I going to do it? Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay. So when you click on that button or that first link in the Facebook post, it will bring you to this page on the For My Canada website that has a list of all of the Bloc Québécois members of parliament, their personal email. You can copy, paste it. But I would say this, I heard a member of parliament, a former cabinet minister actually, that said to a group of us about 2 weeks ago that when her office would get emails, they would listen to it, they would log it. But the most impactful thing that anyone can do is actually pick up the phone and call. As a matter of fact, she said that if her office got only 3 phone calls on an issue, it would just send, lightning bolts through the office with her staff. It would rattle her staff. Could you imagine what would happen if every single member of the Bloc Québécois got 100 phone calls today or came back into the office tomorrow morning and had their inbox absolutely filled with messages? Could you imagine what would happen if tomorrow morning they got another 100 phone calls and tomorrow afternoon, another 100 phone calls? If every single one of these members of the Bloc received that many phone calls from people who live inside of Quebec, let me tell you this, they would definitely be reconsidering putting forward this motion, and they would be reconsidering whether or not they vote for it. But again, I want to remind us all here that the window is very, very short. We've only got until 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. So I hope some of you all are going to be up late tonight making phone calls and leaving messages. You'll see here that there is one name that is highlighted in yellow. This is the individual who's actually a member of the Bloc that is the chair of the Justice Committee. So very powerful. If you're going to call just one person, call this guy right here, Riel. And you can just continue on here. So there's about 20 Bloc Québécois members of parliament. Again, I want to reiterate that the future of Canada as it relates to religious freedom and all of our right to be protected in expressing our sincerely held religious belief, that future falls into the hands right now of those of you that live in Quebec. And so I really, really want to emphasize that right now. Once again, Quebec is the tipping point. If we look back through the history of Canada, time and time again, what has happened in Quebec has influenced the entire nation, whether we're talking about medical assistance in dying, prostitution, we could go on and on and on. And so it is so, so critical. Now, for those of us that are outside of Quebec, does that mean that we just do nothing? Absolutely not. We are all very, very powerful in this moment. And again, I want to try to hit the right button here. Just be patient with me. Here we go. Share screen. Let me see if I can find it again. I'm going to go back to the Facebook page. Again, this is the For My Canada Facebook page. If you are outside of Quebec, you can still be very, very powerful in this moment. Once again, the power of the phone. I want to remind you of that member of parliament who told me that when her office would get only 3 phone calls on an issue, it would send lightning bolts through that office. So take a minute, call your member of parliament. Maybe they're already on side. If they are Liberal, NDP, or Bloc, oh my goodness, your phone call is going to be all the more powerful. So please do take that moment to do that. It is the most powerful thing that you can do right now in a natural sense. Secondly, taking time to sign these petitions. So the For My Canada petition, this is an amazing setup that we've got here. When you sign this, it will not only register you within our own footprint, our own network, our own system. It will not only give us a number to give to our leaders to say this many people have signed the petition, but it will also trigger an automatic email when you sign this petition through the For My Canada site by clicking on this little link here. It will trigger an automatic email in French and in English to the Prime Minister, to the official leader of the opposition, so Prime Minister Mark Carney, to Pierre Poilievre, the Honorable Pierre Poilievre, to all the members, current members of the Justice Committee, and a few of the Bloc as well. And so take a minute. It only takes 30 seconds to do that. Super, super low hanging fruit, but definitely the most powerful thing that anyone in Canada can do right now is, if you are that person that cares about this issue, that cares about religious freedom, your right to express your sincerely held religious views. And if you live in Quebec, I'm going to emphasize it over and over again right now, call those members of the Bloc, because they are the balance of power in this moment. We can call all the conservative members we want. We can even call members of the other. That's all really, really good. But the most powerful thing is those voices from Quebec calling the Bloc. But sign the petition, call your own member of parliament as well. All of these action points will add strength to this important advocacy moment. There is also a link here on this same post where, if you are looking for your member of parliament's name, maybe you don't even know who your member of parliament is. This is so easy. Just click on that little blue highlighted link right there on the Facebook page, and that will bring you to a spot where you can type in your postal code, and it will shoot to you the information of who your member of parliament is. Oops, so it looks like my Facebook page here is glitching out a little bit. And this is very, very important anatomic information. Make sure you like this. Make sure you share this. Make sure you comment in the stream, because this is very, very important, like I said, and time sensitive. Other things that you can do is, there are other petitions that are circulating. I know the Conservative Party has a petition as well. There's no harm in signing that petition. That is going to be internal to the Conservative Party only. It probably won't get forwarded. I definitely know the data won't get forwarded to members of the other parties, but they may be able to stand up in Parliament and say, hey, we've had 1 million people or 100,000 people or 10,000 people sign this petition. So there's no harm in that. You will be added to their email lists. It is a powerful data harvesting strategy on their behalf right now. But this is me just helping raise your political intelligence, so you know what you're signing, what it will actually do on the other side. And also want to remind you what the most powerful thing that you can do is right now is pick up your phone, especially if you live in Quebec. And I would encourage you to pick up your phone and call every single one of those members of parliament. When you click on this link, you're going to get all their names and phone numbers. If you can only call one, call the one that's highlighted in yellow, but definitely encourage you to call all of them. And of course, the last thing, if you're watching this, I'm going to assume that you just may be a person of prayer. This is probably one that could use some fasting, if I could just say that bluntly. If you're a person that believes in the power of prayer, you believe in the power of fasting, I encourage you to consider possibly doing a water fast. Obviously, if you've never done this before, consult with your doctor first, but consider doing a water fast tomorrow. Consider blocking off some time while that Justice Committee is meeting. Obviously, as I already mentioned, it begins at 3:30, but it will probably run for at least an hour and a half to 2 hours. I will do my best to find the live stream if it is streamed and not in camera, and make sure that you have that ability to watch it and pray alongside. Consider fasting, consider praying tomorrow in real time for the members of parliament that are speaking up against this amendment. And the last thing I want to say, if you appreciated this message, if you appreciate this coaching, these action points, and these tools like the petition and the links, to all of the phone numbers and emails, please take a minute and consider donating to For My Canada. That's what enables us to stay at the desk, stay in this ready position, because all the time that we put into serving you in these moments that are so critical to our nation and to our future is that's time that we don't put towards other income streams that we could be laboring into to feed our kids. So when you donate to For My Canada, you're supporting the team here so that we can continue to stay at it, serving you in these powerful moments of civic engagement. So just to recap, if you're in Quebec, pick up the phone, make that call the Bloc, and be powerful. You could be the ones that change and save Canada right now when it comes to religious freedoms in our nation. If you're outside of Quebec, take a moment to call your member of parliament as well. All of us all should sign the petitions, be in prayer, and consider supporting advocacy organizations like For My Canada so that we can stay at it. If you have any questions, just put them in the comment threads. Our team will do our best to be right on top of it and be answering any questions that you have that were not already covered in this email. Please, again, like, follow, subscribe, comment, share this video. I'm here we're here not just to give you information about what's happening, but also give you practical coaching and practical action steps on how we can together be powerful in moments like this, because the nation goes to those who show up. This is a moment to show up, not only for our own freedoms, but for the sake of our children. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for sharing. Thanks so much for engaging. And for those of you in Quebec, please go for it. Don't let us down. Be a voice. The future belongs to you.